Tell me a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true.
Alright, here's a quick little story for you. So, this took place in the first house we lived in, and at this time I believe it was my older sister, me, my two younger sisters, my mom, and my dad. So, I remember at this point in time, I'm just like, I was in the bedroom, my sisters were like, closing me in the room, like they didn't want to let me out. I don't remember why, but point is, I'm like, we had a closet door in that bedroom, and whenever you would open it, it would always creak open, like, it was a creaky closet door. So I remember trying to open the door. I'm like pushing against like the door. My sisters are pushing back against it so I can't get out. We were younger. It was 2 against 1. I didn't have enough strength, to push back against both of them. So I just remember like, trying to open the door. And then out of nowhere, I just hear the closet door. Like, I just hear it opening. Like I said, it creaks whenever you open it. And I look at the closet door, and all of a sudden I just see this black non-human hand come out the door, and it's like grabbing the door and pushing it open. Had long black fingers, and I was just like, oh no. And it's pushing it open, and I'm seeing the arm is just all black, long, skinny, very thin. And I just remember grabbing so much adrenaline, like I just was filled with adrenaline. I was able to push the door down against my two sisters. I ran to my mom and I told her, I'm like, there's something in the closet. She comes, nothing's there. Nothing is there. That was just one of the first instances that I would see. And whatever this thing was, it always made itself known to me. I'm like, I posted another story on just like where this thing I saw like basically in the shower using my sister's voice. Could have been a skinwalker, could have been a mimic. I honestly don't know. I was too young. I didn't know anything about that. But here's another story about the time like where we no longer lived in that house, but we lived in an apartment at this time. At this time, I believe I had 4 sisters at the time, me and my brother, so it was 6 of us. So the apartment was always filled. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, and I remember it was summertime. And in the summer, we would sometimes go to my grandma's house, which was in Madera, California. Like maybe, I want to say like a 6-hour drive, like from Los Angeles County. And I just remember being in the apartment, and I didn't want to go to my grandma's house. Most of my siblings went. I think the only ones who stayed home was me, my older sister, and my mom. Everybody else went with my grandma. So this particular day, I was still sleeping in the living room. I'm just like, because I would always sleep in the living room. And I was on my Nintendo DS. I was playing Pokemon. I was also watching Pokemon on demand. And I just remember like looking into the hallway, like, the little passageway that goes into the kitchen. And I just kept seeing this figure pass by. A figure in like a white dress. And, I didn't pay too much attention to it. I was like, oh, whatever. It's nothing. Like, I've seen so much stuff. I'm just like, that doesn't scare me. I was like, whatever. You can do whatever you want. I'm focused. Like, I'm in the zone. Like, I'm playing my Pokemon. I think I was trying to catch, like, I don't know what Pokemon I was trying to catch, but I was trying to catch it. And, when you're playing Pokemon, it, like, goes 3 times and you got it. And, like, it'll go 1, 2, and then you think you got it, but they don't. So, it was a rare Pokemon. I couldn't catch it. So I was really into my DS, and then when I finally caught it, I was like, oh, like, I turned over to look at the TV, and like I said, I was sleeping in the room, and in the living room, we had a small little chair. This small little chair was always in the corner of the living room. It was my sister's little chair. She used it, like, when she would eat or whatever. It was a little pink chair. So when I looked over to the TV, that chair that was always in the corner was suddenly right in front of me, like, planted right in front of me. I don't know at what point of time, nobody moved the chair. Nobody was there. My mom and my sister are asleep in the room. That figure that I was seeing in the hallway, I'm just like, I didn't see anymore. But that chair was right in front of me. I just got so scared. I got up and I was like, I ran. I'm just like, I did not look at anything. Like, it's a small apartment. I'm just like, you can't even say anything, but I'm just like, I just didn't focus on anything. I ran straight to the room, and I go straight to the bunk bed, and my mom's like, what happened? I'm just like, nothing. But I've seen so much things. I'm just like, that one didn't scare me too much. I probably have time for another story. So I guess I'll go with this one that scared me like so much. And this was around the time I was with my cousin, and we were also gonna go to my other cousin's house. So my cousin lived in Victorville. It's kind of rural. I'm like, there's not too much to do right there. It's kind of boring. But like I said, anywhere I went, if there was something there, I felt it, and I just knew. So I remember getting to their house, and as soon as I walked into their house, I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't feel safe here. There's something here. I was little. I was maybe like 13. I mean, we were on break or something because there was no school around the time. And I just remember I was like, no, like, I can't be here. I couldn't be alone in the house at all. At all. If I was alone, I would start seeing things. I would start hearing things. I would always see this shadowy figure in that house. I did not want to be alone in the house at all. I kid you not. I literally, like, I didn't go to the restroom. In other words, like, yes, I pooped my pants like multiple times when I was there. I was just like, because my cousins were always outside and their parents were always working. So if I had to go to the restroom, I had to go alone. And I was not entering that house alone. Nope. I didn't care what you gave me, what you told me to get. I was not going there alone. You could come with me. So I remember this particular time, my cousins were in their parents' room. And I was like, okay, they're in their parents' room. And their parents' room had a restroom. So I was like, okay, cool. While they're in here, I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to go to the restroom. I have not been able to use the restroom, like, since I got here. I'm like, I literally had so many accidents. I'm like, it was disgusting. I probably threw away, like, 3 pairs of underwear. So I remember being in the restroom and closing the restroom. I closed the restroom door. I'm using the restroom. And I can still hear them outside. I'm like, okay, cool. They're still there. And then all of a sudden, it gets quiet. It gets quiet, and I call them. I'm just like, Rigo, Ryan. I don't hear them more. At that moment, I knew they left me. They left me. And the moment I realized is the moment when the light turned off. The light switch turned off, but I was right next to it. I'm flickering the switch. I'm like, and it will not turn on. It will not turn on. And I'm in the, like, you know, I'm in the middle of going number 2, so I can just, like, get up and leave. But then I felt something touch me. Something touched my shoulder. It grabbed my shoulder. I looked and I can't see anything. It's too dark in that restroom. I was like, no. I'm like, I did not care if I did not finish using the restroom. I pulled up my pants and I'm trying to open the door. I'm like, the door will not open. The door will lock. The light will not turn on. I finally managed to get the door open. And when I get the door open, I'm gonna go, like, to the living room. I'm just gonna get out the house. I'm just like, I didn't know where they were at. I'm like, they're probably in the room. They're probably outside. I'm like, I don't know. I was gonna go outside. And to get to their parents' room, I'm like, there's a hallway. And in that hallway, it's a long hallway. So it's a hallway that goes that way and it goes straight. I remember looking straight down. I see the black shadow figure and it's coming. I'm just like, it wasn't even like a figure. It was like more of an energy, a black energy. And it's getting closer. I was like, no. And I just ran. As soon as I got into the hallway, I turned left into the room because that thing was straight down. I turned left. I remember getting into the room and my cousins are right there. They're talking. I'm crying. They're like, what happened? I'm like, all I can say, I'm like, you guys left me. That's all I could say. I couldn't, like, make out what happened to me. All I could say, you guys left me. That's all I could say. And when, you know what's fucked up? I'm like, later on that night, I'm just like, they thought, like, they saw how terrified I was. But they decided to play a prank on me, and they got, like, this mask, like a Halloween mask that my cousin had. And I was laying down on the couch, and, like, you know, I was, like, resting for a bit. I'm like, because they were still there. These 2 idiots decided to put the mask right next to me. And they wake me up. I see the mask. I get scared. I start crying. I'm just like, you guys are messed up. I'm just like, you guys don't know what happened. I'm just like, I couldn't tell them. Like, I told them maybe, like, years later, but it was one of the scariest things that probably happened to me. I was terrified.